Welcome to In the Field Radio. I'm Erin Boogie. I'm here with Raps.
You know what it is, people. Another Monday night, another 10 p.m. And you rocking with NFL Radio. You know what it is. You know what it is. Poughkeepsie Independent, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. I feel like, do I keep got to say that every week? We do this
Yeah, we
every
got to
week?
do the 91.3 FM WVKR at the top of the hour, fam.
Hey, you know what it is. It's your boy Conyo West live in the flesh, man. Another Monday night, another 10 p.m., 91.3 FM WVKR. You rocking with NFL Radio. You know what it is. What's the deal? What's the deal?
How was your weekend?
Yo, my weekend was all right, man. Had to dip out of town, dip back in, you know what I mean? Undetected.
I love that.
Um, hey, that's what it is, man. How was your weekend, man? This is the first weekend I ain't DJ'd in a little minute.
Yeah, for real. Yo, I was outside, man. I could have popped out and you wasn't here.
You know, it's funny when I was at the airport, I ended up bumping into some people that was like, yo, where was you at on Saturday? And it was like, yo, they had me off, man.
See, that's when you know
You
you're a
know?
good DJ when you be bumping into people at the airport like, yo, where was you at? Like, are we
Yo,
getting the
God, yo, God forbid I have a quiet Saturday. But
it
nah,
can't be
that's
doing
what's
that.
that's what's up, man. Little things like that let you know you missed when you're not around. You feel me?
Yeah, I love that.
Which is dope, man. But you already know we right back at Midnight Ferry this Saturday, man. So if you're looking for something to do, you're looking to get into something, or if you're like Erin Boogie and you're like, oh, I found this newfound thing of I want to get it popping. You know where to be and you know where to take it to.
Yeah, I was not quiet this Saturday and I'm okay with that.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that at all. What you get into? Anything you allowed to speak on?
Yeah, absolutely. I went to Ty Rich's birthday party down in Queens. And I got to meet Mellow Vibe. So check that interview out because that's on streaming.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Everything come full circle, man. Anything else you
Yeah.
got into?
Yo, yeah, I almost got kicked out of bingo on Thursday. Apparently, I still get it on and popping and belligerent when I get too drunk in public. So that
In
was a fun
bingo?
time. And yo, I was trying to do auntie activities, like trying to keep it calm. You know what I mean? I felt like I'm at a point now where that was something I could do to be outside and keep it
Okay. Keep it
in check.
calm.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, apparently that's not the case. I had to remove myself.
Yeah,
I had
instead
to
you find
remove
yourself,
myself from bingo before I got removed.
yeah, and then you find yourself throwing hands with Gertrude. You didn't even know.
Yo, I was like, I can't. You can't bring me nowhere. So,
Yeah,
so that happened Friday night. I think we had a session on Friday night.
maybe. I heard you was getting on the song.
That was on Wednesday. Wednesday,
Okay, all right.
yo, that was my first time ever getting on a song, so I did that.
You was rapping?
No,
Uh, I
no,
ain't
I
know.
was
I
not
ain't
rapping.
know.
Yo, but I said like I do want Dre to write a diss track for me and have Rich produce it so that I could do like I want to diss people.
You want to diss people? Anybody that come to mind off top?
Yes, several people off top, but like yeah, for sure, several people.
All right, cool, man. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. What's been
When the
going
track
on
drops,
though?
you'll know.
All right, bet. What's been going on though? What's been on your radar? I feel like maybe not so much music, but the news is not ceasing to let us down by any means.
Yo, I feel like the headlines have been writing themselves, man. I think the biggest thing right now is that Megan Clay Thompson broke up.
Is that the biggest thing?
I think it's been everywhere that I've seen. Maybe it's been the biggest thing in my algorithm.
Okay, okay.
What
Hey
was the biggest
man,
thing for you?
the biggest thing in oh, I'm not gonna lie, me being a wrestling head, that Hulk Hogan docu-series, I'm not gonna lie.
What? I
Obviously,
didn't see a Hulk Hogan docu-series, and you know I'm a huge docu-series fan. Where is this located?
it's on Netflix, man. It's 4 episodes. It's not bad at all, man. Despite all the horrible things that you hear about him and the racism and his political stances and all of that came later in his years. Like, if you remember what Hulk Hogan meant to just wrestling the sport or just to WWF at the time, or when he switched to WCW when he turned bad guy, like it really makes a pit stop at all of them. Man, there was even times where I felt like myself almost getting a little emotional watching it. because it's like people are still people. You feel me? And like just to hear
Yeah,
about his upbringing, like they talk about, yo, my man was like like he was a mistake. He came 8 years later. His parents straight up did not hesitate to let him know it every day. His pops always was like, had that little like thing in him that was like, yo, I only wanted the one son. So he always fed it to him like, yo, you'll never be as good as your older brother. And his parents never came to see him wrestle his whole career until WrestleMania in Madison Square Garden, where
yeah,
the world was watching him. Could you imagine that? Yo, the like your parents never watched you do it until the world watched you do it.
yeah.
And he was like, yo, that was the first time I ever felt like my parents was proud of me. We went out, I took the belt with me, I took them out to dinner, and they was like, yo, we were wrong, you made it. And like even something like that, it's like, dang, like, you know. But yeah, other parts, obviously they talk about the more what do you call this? The more outrageous what's the word I'm trying to find here? The ridiculous, salacious, I don't know, but yeah.
Scandalous.
The scandalous things that happened in his life, the cheating, the all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and just also to see how many times he bounced back, how many times they counted him out, and then he reintroduced himself in a newer way.
There was a lot of wrestling news this weekend too. Did you see all the people that got let go from the WWE?
I didn't. I didn't. I don't want to WWE everybody out because they be like, oh, Raps on his nerd vibe right now. But
No, because the Wyatt Six got dismantled. So like Joe Gacy got let go.
yeah, I did see that, and I know that's your people's too.
Yeah. Well, it's my cousin's peoples and stuff, but like so it was like a lot of but there was a lot of shakeup going on. People were upset
Yeah,
because it actually
yeah,
came across my timeline and that stuff does not usually hit my timeline.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, it was. Yeah, I mean, things have been going crazy, man. I also been watching that like Legends and Future Greats show, which is like
Hmm.
they putting everybody through the boot camp. Anyway, we could so get off of wrestling right now, you know, and we could get to yeah, and we can get to Meg and
Megan Clay.
Clay
Clay was
wrestling
wrestling.
wrestling with their emotions.
Well, Clay was out there wrestling apparently with other females, according to Meg.
Oh, yo, I don't. How do I put this, man? Anyway, I'll let you get to reporting on it, and then we could attack it.
I don't know. It's all alleged, right? So nothing is concrete. But Meg
Well,
alleged
listen, she
that
said
Clay
that
had stepped out.
she said that he was cold. He had cold feet. He wasn't. He was bringing me around your family, even though you had no true intentions with me.
Had her
Um,
cooking and doing all the wifey things. They bought a house together.
did they buy a house together?
Yeah.
I feel like certain things be headlines, and it's like I don't really know. Oh, yo, when someone buys someone a car, like,
Oh
did you
yeah.
just did you just do the down payment and like, is it in my name? Is it in your name? Can you take it away from me when we break up? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's ever anything about Meg the Stallion that would scream wifey. You know what I mean? Cold
That's the
feet,
conversation that
cold
I wanted to have.
cold feet would mean that I want to get married to you, but now I'm nervous. And if the first half of what I just said has never occurred, where my man said that he's prepping himself to marry you, then cold feet isn't a thing.
So this is what I wanted to ask you from a man's perspective because I see a lot of females bashing Clay on the internet for stepping out of the relationship, which obviously none of that is confirmed, right? It's all
I
alleged.
was gonna. That's all speculative.
This is what Meg is saying in her Instagram story. Clay has not come out and said anything. He has not confirmed or denied. He has not defended himself. He has said nothing.
Yeah.
So, um, what I wanted to ask you, because I've seen a couple things from the male perspective, and I've even seen a couple females come out and say, hey, it's cool that they broke up or whatever. And if he cheated, that's
Hmm.
not the right thing. But there is nothing about Meg the Stallion that screams wife material.
We've
And
watched. Go ahead.
I
See,
was
I'm
going to
ready
say,
to get at it. I'm ready to get at it. Go ahead though.
even that song that she put out for him,
Yeah.
was like super ratchet. She was talking
Yeah.
about ratchet things. The video was like softcore porn. And
Imagine my mom or my grandmother or my father, and you know what? I get to be like, oh, my girl's a huge artist, and she actually just released a song for me. Imagine not even being able to show that to your family without you being embarrassed.
so that's what I was gonna ask. So that's like not something that you would be proud of.
No, no. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to you getting online and yeah, and you twerking and you da 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 all up in the yo, it's like come on, like that's just like you just don't do wifey antics. You know what I mean? You promote your WAP is what you do.
So the other thing that what I saw online and something that I agreed with and something that I felt with for a while was that this was an opportunity for her to rebrand. This was where you could have grown a little, right? Because you always want to see growth from artists. This is something I feel like Drake has fell short on.
I feel
Over
like we've been slowly packing her up for the past few years now. So
yeah,
like
this
she
was the opportunity.
it's not though. It's not because we've seen you with too many boyfriends throughout the years, and every time it ends in something nasty.
But this was the opportunity I felt like for you to say like, "Yo, I'm packing up the image that I came out with of like being
Now,
out there."
Can I ask you a real question? Why would this be the boyfriend to rebrand with?
I'm not saying that this was necessarily end game for her, but I'm saying that like you're gonna put out a song for your man, like you could have came out here fully clothed and came out with a song that was not X rated, right? And you could have started your rebrand and be like, this is my man, I'm coming out here, I'm doing, I'm doing grown female things, like because that
But that's it. The reason that you did do something X rated and that is what you do is yo, that's why people going to forever treat you like you X rated. Like,
yeah, well I
you
feel
know what I
like,
mean? You just like you gotta promote yourself in a way that's other than soft core porn.
but that's where is is that ever gonna, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Like I think this is like now, especially now, like
It's a
where does she
wrap for you.
yeah.
It's a wrap for you. You can't date anybody. And guess what? In all reality, there's a lot of dudes that would line up to hit and probably even pull up to spots with you just to be seen. But I'm guaranteeing you, yo, nobody's trying to wife. The way that you're moving, nobody's trying to wife.
That's kind of sad for her.
You to think of the two girls that got the wife, they don't clean, they don't this, that up, 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 up. Yo, both of them done greasy. Don't matter who you pick, who your man is.
Yeah.
People gonna treat you like how you representing yourself. That's all.
Yeah.
Is that their fault or is that your fault? Maybe somewhere in the middle, but unless you think it's anywhere but that, then you're the problem.
So you don't think, is it because she's in the public eye, or you think just in general?
It's not about you being in the public eye. Like I could think of plenty of females that are in the public eye, whether rap, not rap, but it's like not everybody conveys themselves in the way that you do.
But
I don't
because
think
she, but what I'm saying is because she's so heavy in the public eye like that, is that who she is now? Like that's just who she is?
if that's who you tell us you are for 5 to 10 years, or we did not believe you.
So there's no opportunity for redemption, or there is?
For her, she needs to disappear and find, you know what I mean? Like the music already not hitting. We talking about the song that
Yeah.
she put out for Dude. What's the name of it? How it go? What's the beat sound like?
I remember.
You know what I mean? So like, yo, and that's what we got to remember you by.
Yo, it's funny that you say that because I could not remember the name of that song for the life of me yesterday.
What's the line? What was the cute line that she said about him in it?
All she kept saying was my man, my baby, like over and over again. And it was that annoying sample.
Because yo, because some people is just obsessed with being taken. I think, you know, that's a thing where people put um desiring me with value, with my value.
Hmm.
And you know, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. We could go on to something different, man. I'm over her.
Well, if we could slide right onto Ice Spice, who's fresh off her altercation at McDonald's and is turning that into a collaboration with Wendy's.
Can I ask you off rip? Do you think that was staged?
I was just gonna say,
I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it's a Hollywood thing. I've never been anywhere where I've seen security cameras with audio, especially not at a McDonald's.
and why would she be at a McDonald's just dolo like that?
Well, here's my thing also. Why could we hear your exchange with the girl, but them dudes that are sitting two tables behind you, we can't hear nothing they saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, did y'all have lavalier mics on y'all while this was being recorded?
Mm-hmm. The whole thing just seemed very gimmicky to me for off
You
rip.
know, and to say this would never happen to me at Wendy's, you already had your deal with Wendy's. You was at a McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's cool. It's dope that we seen you standing on business and you're a shorty from the Bronx, so you gonna handle it, you
Yeah.
know, as you see fit. But on the flip side, it's like, yo, don't forget that y'all was trying to convince people that you and Taylor Swift are mano y mano, like you're the rap
Yeah.
game Taylor Swift for a minute was what y'all was fake trying to get off. And I, Taylor Swift would never be eating Dolo with her homegirl at a McDonald's in Cali.
And slapping up
You
girls
know, you
in a
know what I
McDonald's.
mean? Like that would never be the case, man. Because she can't even come out in public like that. She can't move like that. She can't be without security like that. And you know,
The whole thing just screamed to me like she needed a moment, and this was a manufactured moment.
yeah. But also, you know, um, so we could all right, cool. Like I get that you're a woman in rap, but like you and Cali moving too loosely and you willing to get scrappy with joints. There's nothing that rules you out of being P&B Rock if we gonna be
Mm-hmm.
straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, somebody P&B Rock wasn't the biggest artist out there. Nah, you was just somebody successful that was outside of your own atmosphere.
That's a fact.
You know, so it can don't ever think that it can't be you.
That's a fact.
So that was my biggest takeaway from like watching all of this go down with her. And I felt like we might have touched on this last week. You know, the girl ended up going on TMZ and saying, "Oh, you know, I just was going rolling up as a fan and trying to do this and that." And, you know, and she started being mean to me. And it's like, clearly both of y'all are lying to some extent. You know what I mean? Yeah, even dude, when I seen the dude walk in and he's like trying to break it up and snatch the chick up, but then he getting a little scrappy with Ice Spice. Like, yo, first of all, my man was drinking the big buzz ball. He had the big buzz ball in his hand. Hey, yo, anybody drinking a buzz ball in the middle of the day, I want no problems with you.
And what do you think is coming out of the collab with Wendy's? Do you think she's getting like her own combo meal with them? Do you think?
Oh, yo, if
Oh,
if the tagline got to be something about beef, yeah, yo, this Wendy's, we only do real beef here. Ooh,
ooh.
come on, yo, call me. I can line something up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like before this, she didn't really have much going on. I feel like this is kind of like the thing
But
that,
she just had the SpongeBob movie.
yeah, but that didn't, again, like with Meg, we talk about like not remembering her song or whatever. It's like, yeah, okay, we remember the song just because it was super simple lyrics, but like, where is that song?
Yo, it was the song of the movie, man. It was on the soundtrack. Like I don't know, you can't knock that. She just snatched up another whole group of 7, 8, 9 year olds as brand new fans.
Came and
And
went.
as long as you could retain them for the next couple years, hey yo, uh, uh, is she still dating dude in the NBA?
I have no idea.
See, we don't even know your relationship. At least I knew Meg was getting cheated on and who did it. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. What else you got for us, man? What else we got on the docket here?
The White House Correspondents Dinner was a little chaotic.
It was, it was. Well, this was normally the president isn't there.
Yeah,
And
and I
this is
can't
usually just news reporters, journalists, things like that. So it was definitely different. And I know there was a lot of pushback about him even being there, which was a little, outside of the norm. Like I said, going into it, this is kind of something that everybody's like excited for. Um, yeah, but it looks like do you have the name of dude that ran through there?
Cole Thomas Allen.
Okay. Anybody with three names and they're all first names,
Names.
be aware of him, yo.
My guy got charged with attempted assassination. Yo, but my thing is now people are talking
I don't
about the
like that.
ballroom. They're saying if the ballroom had been built, this wouldn't have happened.
See, and that's how we go back to like, yo, is all of this like y'all just playing in front of our face? Like now, like that was never a talking point, but like now this happens and like we talk about that. Like, hey yo, I don't know. I did do a little like deep diving on dude. He was staying at the same hotel where the correspondent dinner was happening. They say that that the weapons that were his were purchased within the past few years, so they weren't like, oh, I bought them earlier this week because I plan on doing this, that. So like having the intention might even still be at play. You see that they still maneuver in certain things with the Luigi Mangione. So I don't know how they play it out with this dude right here to say that he's attempted assassination. Who did he attempt to assassinate? If he just if he just licked a shot at a bodyguard or a secret service member, then it's just like, yo, I shot I shot a guy. Let me get the regular charge of shooting a guy.
Yeah, that's what he didn't make it very far into
Well,
the event.
the fact that he darted right past everybody and everyone was like, yo, whoa, you see that guy? Like nobody really reacted all that quickly.
And
But yo, I did see the people like trying to scurry on out of there. Yo, a lot of the girls were like stealing the bottles of liquor that were on the tables.
really?
Yo, I seen mad girls stealing the bottle of liquors, taking pictures with them and stuff before they got up out of there. I'm like, yo, that's wild. That's like me at the mansion sticking a bottle of Jameson down my pants as I exited 4:15 a.m.
Yo, but that's like wild funny to me because it's like, yo, they're like, yo, place is getting shot up, and you're like, hold on, let me grab this liquor on the way out.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I kind of love that.
Come on now, come on now. They looking shots off out here. I'm taking shots in here.
Yeah.
You know, that's just it, man.
It sounds like a
But
regular Poughkeepsie event.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Speaking of, man, you seen recap of this Natalie Nunn event out there in Poughkeepsie?
Yeah, it's a regular Poughkeepsie. That's what everybody told me. They're like, "Oh, you going to the Hood in Queens on Saturday?" And meanwhile, they was nothing happened, obviously. And then on the brunch party in Poughkeepsie, everything pops off.
Yeah, they were scrapping in the middle of her performing, which I liked. It was very on brand. I feel like
Yeah,
it only benefits Natalie Nunn. Like this about to go crazy viral, and but it does hurt. Even if it doesn't crazily impact, it does always hurt the mood. It hurts, the
the
venue.
venue,
The people
the
that threw it.
promoter.
You know what I mean? It's a security risk. It's nasty. You know what I mean? You don't ever want to see
But I
that,
felt
but
like as a baddie event, like that. What else did
that's
you think
what
was
you
gonna happen?
expect. They was gonna treat it like the audition.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like I was shocked that people were shocked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. I don't know, man.
Yeah, shout out to Natalie Nunn for holding auditions in Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, nah, that was lit. That was lit. I'm not gonna lie, man. Have her in the middle of the baddies joint, the song, and chicks start scrapping over a cell phone. I like that.
Yeah. Yo, I hope that footage gets used somewhere.
I keep seeing it, so I feel like it will. I don't know if you saw that the other it was like a little scuffle at one of the diners in Poughkeepsie.
Malice in the Palace?
Yeah. You seen that?
Yeah. Yo, Palace gets popping all the time, to be honest. So one time we went there, this was a couple years ago. We called to see if they were still seating people because this was around COVID times. And they were like, yeah, no problem. We get there literally 10 minutes later and they're like, nah, we can't seat nobody. And we're about to ask the people that are here to leave. And we're like, that's weird. And we go outside and the kitchen staff is scrapping in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So that stuff is like kind of a regular occurrence there.
Mm. Hey,
So
that ain't
Palestiner for hosting like I don't know, it's like fight club with the kitchen staff or and then
that's it. Waffle House Wednesdays, man.
yeah, like you can't go there and get a dinner without seeing some stuff ring off.
Oh man. Hey, I like that, man. I like that. I enjoyed watching it, man. Oh, speaking of things that I enjoyed watching, man, I know we did touch on the Hulk Hogan docu series, man, but there's also a joint on there on Netflix, Kevin Hart's Funny AF. I don't know if you got a chance to check this out, but he
Mm,
basically links with some well-known comedians for sure, and kinda has a show where people audition to be, the next star. Kevin Hart has had these deals with Netflix for the past few specials, past few years. And at the end of this season, one of these participants on the show will be the winner and they will get a Netflix special of their own.
that's fire.
So there's a lot at stake there. I think it's real dope. To just even watch these people, do their thing. Everybody got their different bag, their own style. Um, and their own approach to it. It's crazy to kind of see more of the art form. Because Kevin Hart really breaks it down as he critiques it and judges it. As
Yeah, yeah.
from the way people like set up their jokes to the way, people people deliver the punchline to the way that they make it about them, or the way that they are so interactive with the crowd and make it more about the crowd, and call and response kind of vibes. Definitely something worth checking out.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
What have you been watching though?
I've been watching a couple different things. I watched The Pit on HBO. I don't know if you watched that.
No, 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 I haven't.
It just ended. I watched DTF St. Louis. That was
Okay,
weird. It had Jason Bateman from Ozark and I can't remember his name, but the guy that played Hopper from Stranger Things in it.
okay. I've been hearing
And
about this show. I haven't watched it though.
yo, it's like I don't even know how to describe it or explain it because it ended up being like not really what I thought it was gonna be. So
Yeah.
it progressed differently than I thought it it was gonna what it was gonna be about. So, but it definitely stayed with me long after I ended up like long after I ended. So I would definitely suggest it. It was worth checking out, but it's definitely a little bit weird. So keep that in mind going into it. Rooster with Steve Carell on HBO.
Mhm.
It's a comedy. That's pretty good. That's still on. What else have I been watching? I feel like I've been watching a lot of cooking shows just because it's something like mindless that I can get into, like Tournament of Champions. Um, but I forget what the other one that I've been watching on there is. I've been watching Love Island Beyond the Villa. Yeah, I gotta get some brain rot in.
And yo,
Love Island are back.
I haven't watched none of them like reality shows or nothing like that in dumb long.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
I watched Love Island last season, so it's the people that are from that season. Now it's like their this is their what like Beyond the Villa is them after the fact,
yo,
and then
speaking of
well it starts.
yeah, 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 yo, have you was watching Love on the Spectrum?
No, but everybody keeps telling me to watch that.
Yo, like everyone's like America's favorite couple off of that show. I forgot Shorty's name. I think dude's name is David, right? But they ended up splitting up after like 5 years.
Dang, 5 years?
Yeah, and they was together, and it was like, their parents were very involved. It was like they were like super innocent together. They were like, "Oh, we love going to the zoo." And, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
yeah, so they broke up. I don't know what it was that would make them be like, "Yo, I want to go do something else." But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I'm
I'm,
gonna check that
I'm
out.
about to audition for next season.
Yo, I was just gonna say the only reason I haven't is because I feel like I'm gonna see myself in that show.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yo, should we just take it to some advice, man? I feel like we've been missing out. I don't even know if we did advice last show. So I got one real quick, man. This is from a female writer and listener. Um, she is saying that she is 28, her boyfriend's 28, and they are going to be moving in soon. She's moving in with him. Um, she says that she's never lived with a partner before, and I'm a bit nervous. We've been together for a year and a half, and he told me he wants me to move in with him in a couple of months. I'm very excited. We have a strong relationship. We've traveled together a few times. That's always like a good little gauge right there.
That's a good litmus test.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I stay over at his place on the weekends. Everything seems perfect, but I know actually living together is a whole different ball game. Do you eventually feel like roommates? Does it ever get boring? What's it like for a man to live with a woman, even? He's lived with someone else before, and I do plan to ask him about his experience to gauge what he likes and doesn't. All right. I'm not mad at this right here.
Yeah.
Do you want to get to this? I mean, yeah, you lived with a partner before, correct? All right. All right. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
a couple times.
Okay, all right, yeah. So I've lived with my partner, both with past partners of mine. So I actually do really like this question, and the fact that it's not like some ridiculous scenario that is just like, yo, I want real advice. I feel honored. All right. But let me answer some of the earlier questions. Do you eventually feel like roommates? Only if you let it.
Hmm.
Right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I think you have to wake up every day and like you have to part of being in a relationship is waking up every day and choosing each other. And so it
Yup.
only stays as fresh as you make it.
Yup. Yup. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you got to keep it fun. Like, there's going to be times where you're like, yo, we should save because we have this common financial goal coming up soon, or, something like that. But,
Hmm.
there got to be a little bit of flair in it here and there. You know what I mean? Even if y'all do get comfortable, because it's okay to get comfortable. Like, that's who you're supposed to be the most comfortable with. Um,
Hmm.
does it ever get boring? It could. I feel like that's just like the previous question. Like, if you let it. Um, what's it like for a man to live with a woman? We gotta watch what
Eye
we do.
opening.
We gotta watch what we do a lot more. And I got homeboys that, like, I remember when they first moved in with their girl, that, like, they'd be like, "Yo, I just found out about dryer sheets." and
I
my
just
man,
found out
and
about
I and
dryer.
I and I know my man's listening right now. So, but
That's mad cute though.
I think, like, with me, it was more so like, just I felt it was like, it was my obligation to be more mindful, you know. So yeah, that's probably what I would lead with. He has lived with someone else. This is actually what I kind of like the most. The last few sentences where she says he's lived with someone else before, and I do plan to ask him about his experience to gauge what he likes and doesn't. Now, I'm assuming that you're probably meaning that he's lived with a girlfriend or somebody he's dated before. Um, but you plan to ask about the experience and gauge what he likes and doesn't. I kind of like that, to be like, yo, what did you not mess with the first time around? What is
Yeah.
it that you okay, so now I know, like, how I just kind of said, like, it would be my duty to be more mindful. On the flip side, she's already trying to go in being like, what do I need to be mindful of?
Well, I like that I like that her going into it knowing that he's already had this experience, that she has something to go off of and she can ask him that question and that she feels comfortable asking that question because I think a lot of the times when we give advice, one of the main things that we talk about is communication. So for her to say like, hey, I'm aware that he's already been in this situation and I'm comfortable enough to ask about it is a good
Yeah.
thing.
But if you really want to know about, separate blankets, um leave his search history alone. All right, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You feel me? If there's anything that's there, even if you've been staying there a little bit, you can't ask why something's there and what's that about. Because if like if you're inquiring about belongings that predate you moving into the crib, it's like was like leave it alone. It's pointless. You feel me?
I don't even think to enter my mind.
But like I ain't gonna lie, like the other day I was cleaning out my nightstand, right? And there was just like some long black hair in my nightstand, and I'm like, yo, this guy get up out of here. You know what I mean? But guess what? If somebody was moving in and they was like, yo, I'm gonna put myself in the nightstand, and they'd be like, yo, whose hair is
What
this?
is this?
Whose hair is this? You know what I mean? You know, but like something dumb like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
You
And you're like,
know?
I don't even know.
You know? So yeah, that's really it.
Yeah, Raps, whose hair is it?
That's it, yo. You the FBI, you tell me who hair it is.
Ah, yo, that ain't my business.
You feel me? That sometimes you don't want to know everything. You tell me.
That's
Um,
listeners' business.
oh man. But and yeah, man, shout out to Heirlooms, man. I actually slept a lot on Saturday or Sunday. I'm lying. Sunday, I had a
Oh,
whole
I
lot of
need to get some
naps.
of those.
Yo, I'm in my mind, I'm working on something where I gotta go tap in with my people over at Happy Tree and formulate something, man. Formulate
Yo,
something with these heirlooms and you got anything else on your docket, man? I came with nothing this week, man. I was so, so busy. I ain't even come through with nothing. Just
yo,
a
they was
positive
throwing hands
attitude.
in Poughkeepsie, but Krishan Rock was throwing hands, and I feel like that's probably a good outlet for her. That
Yo,
she
I
in the
did
world
see
of
the
professional boxing.
highlights. I seen the weigh in. She looked like she lost a lot of weight. You
Yeah,
know, looking
she
in
looked
her eye,
healthy.
I was gonna say, looking in her eyes, I felt like she was definitely looking a lot more on point than we've seen her these past few years. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And she got busy in the ring, man. She won. I seen her put Shorty down. You
yep,
know,
she scored a knockdown.
you know.
And
So
yeah, so she fought Zenith Zion in it was a crossover boxing match in Chester, Pennsylvania on Saturday night.
I think that's lit, man. I think, maybe if you could get her on some of these other things or maybe like a bigger card. I feel like this is honestly something that she could take serious and being, that she lost some weight, for her to fall into these smaller weight brackets. This could be a little lame for her. She was
And
always a
that's what
scrappy
she's
chick.
been athletic. So
She's a scrappy chick. She's already missing her front tooth. Like she's made for this.
and she like she was an athlete before she started doing all this stuff. So this is not a far stretch for her to get in shape and get back to it. I
Yeah.
feel like maybe her learning how to professionally throw hands is a little bit dangerous if she's were to get back in the baddie ring because now she's going to be for real knocking these chicks out. But I feel like this is a good outlet for her because we've seen her with the anger management and she's been scrapping for the last couple years. So now it gives her a place to target her energy.
All in all, Krishan might got a lane for this.
Yeah,
I could see her doing this a little more.
for sure.
Oh man. All right. I'm digging for some more advice. I got to reach back in the bag real quick.
Well, in the meantime, we get an Iceman on 515. He had that little Drake put that little ice sculpture in Toronto.
Yo, I seen y'all was running around out there with the men's them licking ice. You know what I mean? Yo, that's the difference, man. That's the difference, You're like,
They was getting wild out there.
for what? You know what I mean? That's how I know this is like, that just showed me more and more that why these are two different countries, man. You know what I mean? When America says we trying to destroy ice, we talking about something totally different.
Yo.
I don't know what y'all was doing out there. I felt like even that was staged. I'm starting to be
Oh
the
yeah,
person
for
that like,
sure.
yo, everything is staged. Like, all right, bet there's mad people out there, but there's only one dude on top just banging this whole joint up. He happens to be a Toronto streamer. He jumps in a black car that's waiting for him, goes to Drake's house where Drake's waving from him out the
Yep.
window, looking like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
you know, and
I'm
and
crying.
and dude blasts off, yo, we got the date 5:15. I did see a fire video from Van Lathan. I don't know if you remember Van Lathan. He used to work for
Yeah.
TMZ back in the day, right?
Yep.
Van Lathan is a big comic book buff, right? And he talks about Iceman, the the comic book character, talking
Yep.
about he had this whole long breakdown, man. If you get a chance, go look that up. But he basically talks about the storyline of the character and Drake kind of being needing like to reinvent himself, to reemerge, to be something anew. I don't know. Maybe shouldn't have even mentioned nothing because I can't even properly break it down. But all in all, do you find these to be cheap, like promotion tactics? There's really no like we're just gonna put mad blocks of ice on top of each other in a parking lot, and here y'all figure it out. Like I wish you stashed something different, maybe, or like I don't know,
I don't know
something
because I feel
better.
like it was like highly effective, right? Like people were like too tapped in. But do I feel like this is his best marketing scheme? No, but I
I
feel
feel
like
like he's
how
just so
it has been.
meaningful.
I feel like the best, like people have been tapped in for so long too. Like I feel like he's been rolling this out forever.
Yeah, he just need to
So I
drop.
feel like now it's like between this, the beef with Kendrick, for as long as it's been drawn out, like I feel like he's about to do some serious numbers on this because people are just going to be so curious about what it is that he could just drop it tomorrow at this point and do astronomical numbers.
I don't know, man. I don't know how much I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna check it out, but
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm curious. I mean, I would really prefer if he could give us some of that 2016 Drake vibe because we could really use that. But do I think I'm going to get that? I do not. So we'll see.
mhm. I mean, you ready to get to this next piece of advice? I feel like this one's gonna be a little brutal.
I love Brutal.
I feel like this is finance heavy because I'm seeing a lot of dollar signs in these paragraphs. But let's get straight to it, man. No holding back, please. I've been with my husband for 5 years now, married for two. He does mobile mechanic work. He's an entrepreneur, and I'm a branch manager for a finance company. I pay rent $1,000, electric $400, groceries $300, my phone bill $60, and all bills for our three dogs. He pays for the car insurance $400, water bill $100, and his car payment $250, phone bill $150. I feel like I'm always broke. I caught him talking to a girl that I know. For sure, he went to her house at least 2 times. I caught him on Snapchat with his username being your favorite BBC. I didn't use the full username for his privacy, of course. Where he was messaging girls and asking if they meet up with fans. Caught him on the Tammy Down app and some adult finder app. See, I don't even know what these things are. I'm out the freaky loop.
Yeah, what was it?
Um,
Finder app?
Tammy Down and some adult finder app. I don't know
Some
if that's
adult
like
Finder app.
I
Okay.
don't know. The past about 2 months, he's been sleeping on the couch, and I cannot even tell you the last time we were even in a car together. We get intimate about 2 times a month at most. I would say
Dang.
the I would say the last year, and there is no hugging or cuddling at all. I have the option to move in with my aunt on May 1st. Oh, dang, that's right here. And would maybe be able to take my two dogs with me. The rent would still be about 1,000 a month. I am afraid to leave because I feel like no one else will want me, and I do genuinely love him. What should I do?
Do we really need to answer this? Like
Well,
the
she
writing is
said,
on the wall, my friend.
you've been married to dude for 5 years. You pay more than he pay, but he talking to joints. He talking to joints maybe because his hustle not right. He got too much free time.
And not just
Eh,
that, like, you see what it is. Like, clearly something is off in this relationship. Like, if y'all are not being intimate, you guys are not in the same room much. Like, she said, when's the last time they were even in the same car?
I cannot even tell you the last time we were in the car together,
Oh,
but
you can't
just be
even.
like, yo, take a ride with me. Yo, come with me to the store.
But maybe they just don't like each other, and that's okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I could always break up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's harder to do when you're married, right? Because you got to go through that whole divorce process and stuff. And like, I don't, obviously, we don't know if they have kids. Like, there's a couple of factors in this that we're not aware of that could, if they own a house together and stuff, that make it more difficult, obviously, to break up. But like, this kind of sounds more of
Yeah.
like a cut and
And
dry.
and 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 yeah, now that I'm here thinking about what Shorty's saying, how she's like, I just worry nobody else will want me. Is like, oh, all right. So like you're not even sold on him being the one. You're
Yeah.
just unsure if somebody else will like you.
And to
And
be
if they
honest, like, they will. Like, at the end of the day, they will.
they
Like,
always do.
you just got to get out the relationship, get over the depression, get your mind and your body right, and just get right back out there. Just get back in the game. Yo,
You
I'm not gonna
know,
lie, dating in 2026 is kind of like a torture sport. It's not great out here, but like it's better than what you in.
yeah, I once heard a philosopher once say, um, the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody.
Yo, that's a fact.
So, that was that's now I'm good. Sometimes I'll be having to reel myself in like, yo, this live, yo, we on radio. Um
Oh, that's where I'm like, sometimes I want to do like podcast episodes where we can not be FCC regulated because like I have stories that I would like to get off.
yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing too much reporting because I can't say the things I want to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
Like
I might as well just hit y'all with facts.
I have things I'd like to say.
Yeah, man. But listen, I feel like we kind of nearing it, but I do need to circle back, man. There are some valid points here, yo. Um, don't trust nobody with three first names.
Yep, that's clearly number one.
Okay. Number
Oh,
two.
number two is
Go
Klay Thompson looks like the PBS logo. I feel like we didn't get that point across.
Okay. Okay. Yo, listen, man, go Knicks. We're not playing tonight, but one thing that I definitely do gotta say is that we balled hard to have that dub the other night. The series as of right now is 2-2. If you get this on podcast, that'll obviously be different come Friday. But yeah, go Knicks, man. Let's get it.
That's where we at.
That's where we at with it, man. We got anything coming up this weekend? This weekend, I'm back in Midnight Ferry on Saturday. You got anything you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, happy birthday, Ty Rich. It's his birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday to Todd Rich, man. Happy birthday, Todd Rich. Yeah, I feel like that's really it. I feel like we burned through everything. I felt like there was a lot of news, but maybe not all of it was worth talking about.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Hey, it be like that sometimes, man. I feel
Oh,
like I feel like pretty soon we're gonna need a whole advice episode.
yeah, we could do
Yeah.
that.
And I feel like it should be like outlandish questions. Like I gotta pre-vet the questions, maybe.
I feel like maybe we should do like a podcast episode of that where we could ask like the super crazy questions and get like wild. Like I mean, we could do like a radio episode of that, but we should do like a in the field after dark on the podcast platform.
Mhm.
And then we can say what we want to say.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that idea right there.
We'll get freaky in the field.
Hey, whoa. Listen, man, you know what
And
it is.
reel it in.
It's been another Monday night. It's been another 10 p.m. It's your boy Rapz, Gonyo West in the flesh. My girl Petty White has been here with me. Erin Boogie, you know what it is. All right. 91.3 FM, WVKR, Poughkeepsie's independent radio. Yeah.
Yeah, we out.
Who did that effect?